This is your Monday Night Raw review for June 10th, 2024. We started off the show with Drew McIntyre, and he mentioned Clash at the Castle in his upcoming match against Damian Priest. Damian Priest showed up with the Judgment Day, but Drew said he can't get it done without the Judgment Day. Damian Priest said, well, if you could beat Finn Balor, then I will prove it to you I can beat you without the Judgment Day, because they will be banned from ringside at Clash of the Castle. We then go backstage where Liv Morgan is hanging out in the Judgment Day's clubhouse, and Dominic Mysterio, who was not there in the ring to start off the show, was given a hotel key by Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan called him daddy. Good Lord, Dom, how have you not folded yet? We got into a match between Lyra and Io Sky. Great little matchup right here, but Io Sky picked up the win over Lyra Valkyria, but then Damage Control after the match attacked Lyra, and she was saved by the life of the party. I'm here for this. We then get into Sami Zayn and the Alpha Academy backstage. Otis says he is nothing without Chad Gable, but Sami says that is all Chad Gable's words. You are special, Otis. Otis, come on, man, stand up for yourself. Then we get into LWO and Braun Strowman versus the Judgment Day. Very fun matchup, but again, Liv Morgan continues to poke her nose into Dominic's business. Dominic got distracted, and Liv Morgan actually ended up on top of Dom thanks to Zelina Vega bumping her off the ring apron. Dude, I don't know how you haven't folded yet. In the end, though, we saw Braun Strowman pick up the win for his team. Then backstage, we saw Ilya and Ricochet cut a promo, basically hyping up an upcoming match. I don't know how they're going to run that match because Ricochet is potentially leaving. And one last thing before we send it over to Teshk, Sami Zayn cut a good old promo here, hyping up the IC title match, and Chad Gable came on out with the Alphas and said family sticks together no matter what. He threatened to unleash the most sadistic Otis we have seen yet, but then we get into Sami Zayn versus Otis. Tesh, take it away.
Thank you so much, Con. Otis ends up in a great match with Sami Zayn, but Chad Gable is berating Otis the entire match. Sami ends up hitting the Halula kick, getting the 1-2-3, but then Chad Gable comes in and beats down on Sami Zayn. Otis ends up still sticking with Master Gable and beating Sami down. But do we get an Otis turn at Clash at the Castle? The Witches ended up taking on Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark with the women's tag champions sitting ringside. Shayna Baszler ends up getting the win and choking out Alba Fire. Braun Breaker faced off with Ilya Dragunov in a 5-star classic. I can't believe we got this on free television, but Braun Breaker overcame the Mad Dragon and ended up spearing his ribs into another dimension. Then Braun went for more but got stopped by Ricochet. More about that in a minute. We had a backstage Judgment Day segment where mysteriously Dominic Mysterio found the key. But after the Judgment Day had their slight little powwow, Finn Balor ended up stealing the key. What's going on here? AOP faced off against Awesome Truth. The New Day came down and distracted AOP, and Awesome Truth retained their World Tag Team Championships. Braun Breaker ends up attacking Ricochet backstage and puts him through the windshield of a car. Is this the last we have seen of Ricochet, aka Prince Puma? Concerning little note, Samantha left with Ricochet. Is there an underlying story there? Balor and Drew put on an absolute banger, and Judgment Day tried to come out and help Finn Balor, but Drew McIntyre fought them all off and kicked the head off of Finn Balor, getting the 1-2-3 going into Clash at the Castle. But then the show ended. Was Liv Morgan left alone in her hotel room? We'll find out next week.